Welcome to the Idaho Business Podcast, the only Idaho podcast focused on providing profits for Idaho people. If you love our state and love small business, you are in the right place. We interview local legends, learn business, and have way too much fun doing it. You're listening to the Idaho Business Podcast with your friend, host, and all-around great guy and owner of New Clean Commercial Cleaning, Spencer Ward.
All right, everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Idaho Business Podcast. Put my other earbud in just so I'm ready to rock and roll. Guys and gals, I know it's the beginning of the year and I know it can be a stressful time, but let me tell you, I am jacked for 2022. I don't give a crap what anyone says about the pandemic or anything like that. You control your own narrative. You control your own happiness and you control your destiny. And that's what's happening with me this year. It's not all about money. It's not about all the physical things or material things. It's just winning, winning with, being happy, winning with being a good father, winning and being a good husband, winning about, being a good service provider to those that are in need of service. Just finding that ability to win and to be a good human being and to find that happiness that's there. You just got to knock on the door, don't open it up. So I just know that I am happy for 2022. There's still going to be challenges. There's still going to be things that hit me square in the face. It's not going to be enjoyable when it happens, but it's the way you look at it and the way you view it. And it's the way you get yourself through it and how you decide to think of and treat that obstacle is what's going to define you this year. Don't let the same things knock you off your horse that knocked you off in 2021 or 2020. If it is, then you're not growing like you should. You got to continue to get stronger. Okay, as always, we are sponsored by Dell's Outdoor Advertising. These guys are awesome. Rob Kirkham is the man when it comes to digital and traditional billboards. Give them a holler and let them know that you heard about them on the podcast. When you sign up for a 3-month deal, they will give your installation for free or your first month for free. Just by saying you heard about them on the podcast, the Idaho Business Podcast, the only podcast that focuses on Idaho business. So, man, today I've been thinking a lot. Just as you can kind of tell from how I open this thing up, and that's one of my big goals and themes for myself in 2022 is just being happy. I know it can seem, some of you probably laughing at me. Oh, be happy. Oh, let's just all swing around in circles and just be happy together. That's unrealistic. Come on, guys. Can you think within yourself? When was the last time you truly felt happy? And then ask yourself, why don't I feel that on a regular basis if you're not? Okay. Let's talk about some stuff today a little bit. I heard a story, and a true story, true event at church on Sunday, actually. And I loved it, the way that they were talking about this. So there was a cross-country event. And, many of you know cross country, I think it's a 5K, 3.2 miles, I believe. That's how far you have to run. And this guy was a coach of the team telling the story. And he said he had a few of his teammates, they were looking real good. They're so much far above the pack. And they had maybe half a mile left or maybe a mile left of the race. And he was looking at him through binoculars because cross country, obviously it's a long track. It's not just a circular track. They run through everything. And then all of a sudden he saw one of his runners that was leading the pack just fall down and collapse. And this runner was just exhausted. And she was trying to get up. She's trying to motivate herself to get up and finish that race. And all she had to do is finish the race, and she was going to go to the state championships, state finals. She would be that person. And then as he's looking at his racer through the binoculars, he can't be there for him. That person, that racer, is not going to be able to hear him. All he can do is see what this racer's doing. He sees an official of the race calling her from the side, saying, "Hey, get up! Let's help you get up and get off. Let's get you off the racetrack." And the thing is, if that official was successful in getting this racer off of the track, that would disqualify this person from state finals and the state championship that she so well deserved to go and compete for. And that made me think, like, who are we? Who is pulling us? Who's pulling us off our racetrack? Is it friends that we associate with, that maybe don't have the same values as we do, but we've hung out with them so long that that's just what we know, and that's what nothing's going to change? Are they pulling you from the racetrack when you're so close from finishing the race that could catapult you into something just amazing? On top of that, are you allowing them to pull you from the racetrack at this time? That's the big one. We talk about mindset and all this kind of stuff in the past, but man, guys and gals, we are business leaders. We're business owners in this group. We're business, in this podcast. You guys that are listening, we're racing. We are on a freaking race, and it's up to us to get up, to dust ourselves off, to power through that cramp or whatever's made us hit face first on the dirt, and to get our butts up and finish that race. Now, it's also up to us to decide, are we going to let the naysayers, the people that are jealous, take us from that racetrack or not? Now, the end of the story is another racer of the same team came along at the same time. This other official is trying to take the racer off the track and said, "No, you're getting up. Let's go." And that racer assisted the other racer of the same team to get up and finish the race and be successful. Now, there's those people in our lives that can help us be successful. And there's those people in our lives that all they want to do is pull us from that racetrack. And it's up to you to decide who you're associating with. And this is where we talk about keeping your circles smaller as you become more involved in your company and your new goals. And it's not being mean. It's not being selfish. It's just the same time. Well, in a way, it's a good type of selfishness. You're trying to do something better with your life. You're trying to do something. You're trying to build something. You're trying to gain something. Trying to gain some momentum. And if you have people all around you literally just pulling you down or pulling you off of the track, how are you going to get the momentum you need to finish that race? Ask yourself that. Now, on top of this story, it was a wild weekend for me. Church, I went and watched the new Kurt Warner movie called The Underdog. That guy is amazing. And let's talk about that a little bit for a minute. If any of you know the story of Kurt Warner, he was a quarterback, started in 1999 into 2000. And this guy did not start in his college. And it wasn't Alabama or Georgia. This college was, I think, Northern Illinois. I mean, Northern Iowa. That's what it was. And he didn't start until senior year. And he finally got the chance to start, and he had to prove himself to the coach. And the coach, he asked this coach one day, why I'm better than than the person in front of me. Why am I not starting? Why am I not getting play time? And the coach said, well, you're not proving it in practice. And he says, what? This is practice. It's not the games. But then they had to realize that 99% of what people took and what people expectations they got from him were in practice. That's where they saw him all the time, was in practice. You only had maybe how many games a year that they got to see any kind of performance. So practice is perfect. Anyways, he gets a shot. He does well in college. That last year in college, he did very well. He went undrafted. Then he got invited to go try out for a pro team. I'm not going to try to ruin the story for you guys, but a lot of you sports nuts probably already know some of the story already. Didn't pan out for him at the pro team, and at the same time, he was dating this gal with her children, and he had to make some kind of money because the NFL wasn't knocking on his door, and this was a couple of years after college at this point. He resorted to stocking shelves in the midnight shift at this grocery store in his town. He was stocking shelves, trying to just whatever he could to make ends meet while working out, while trying to keep his goal in mind going forward. So in the same way, he still finds himself on that racetrack pushing forward. But of course he's had some detours here, and he never probably thought he was going to be stocking shelves when he thought he should be deserving of an NFL team. Anyways, all he knew at this time is that he was stocking shelves. It was easy for him. It would have been easy for him to give up his dream. He was so low at that point that it'd be easy to be done. Hey, obviously I'm not going to be an NFL quarterback. I am over here stocking shelves at midnight through the night. And that's what he knew. That's what his life was. But in the back of his mind, he knew all he needed was a shot to prove himself. And that's kind of when the Arena Football League came into his life and gave him a shot to come in and play arena football. And at first, he's like, "No, this arena football's not real football." Kind of let his pride get in the way. And then he went ahead and said, "No, let's do this thing." And even though it wasn't ideal for him or his situation, he started to do it, and he excelled at arena football. He was the MVP. He did so well. And he believed in himself when the majority of people around him, including his college coaches and everything else, didn't believe. And that was a big one for me. And I'm not going to ruin the story. I'm just going to tell you it ends successfully. He does end up in the NFL, and he does have a supreme job, and he is going to be a Hall of Famer. He's amazing. But I was listening to him on Ed Milet podcast, and Ed's a personal hero of mine. He is an amazing dude. And Kurt Warner was on there, and he said, "Listen, every deal isn't going to be a home run. Every game isn't going to be 300 yards plus in throwing. Everyone has those games, and it doesn't define you. During those bad and games, or maybe they're just those small deals you're putting together and then nothing to write home about. You got to learn from it. Learn how to be better. You learn how to hone in your skills better, or not maybe hone in your skills because you already have those skills. You have them, and you obviously you can get better, but not letting that bad game, that bad deal define you is what continues to help catapult you forward and continue to help you get up from that dust-filled stomping you got in the racetrack and to continue to move yourself towards the finish line. So learn from those mistakes, guys, and don't let the majority, no matter who it is, if it's a mother-in-law, a father-in-law, a mother or father, one of your best friends, don't let them tell you what their expectations of you achieving, let that be in your life. Like, how dare they? Just know that your happiness is between you and you. I believe I'm a Christian. I'm a God-fearing man, so I believe my happiness is between me, my God, and my wife, and nothing can get between those things. And I'm telling you, you may think, "Oh, Spencer's just happy-go-lucky dude." I've had some stuff that turned my life upside down. I've been hit in the face so many times by things that have set me backwards, and at times I have believed, I've had a pity party on myself. Oh, I can't do this, I can't do that. And it's taken me a little bit to get up on my feet again. But man, I tell you what, getting rid of some of those people around you that are trying to pull you off that racetrack and trying to tell you you can't finish that race, you're not good enough, you're not smart enough, is a great freeing event when it happens. And that's the thing, I have a good buddy who owns some rehab centers. That's the biggest thing people have to be to be successful as you're going out of rehab, is getting away from the friends and that group that they used to hang around that did those things. Okay. So you have to elevate yourself if you want to finish the race. And not just finish, but excel in that race. You have the ability to excel. It's up to you. You have the ability to have those 300-yard games. You have the ability to have those home run deals. But at the same time, you have to not let yourself sit on your butt too long when you have those bad games, bad deals, and don't let it define you. You got to know, okay, I had a bad game, I had a bad deal, but that's not me. I know how to be better the next time. I know how to negotiate this thing better next time. I've learned from the pitfalls that I just hit. So, man, that's the huge thing, people, is you can be happy as you work hard, as you go through challenges. We talked about the ups and downs of, I think as you're beginning your journey in leading a company or owning a company, I think you have, maturity level kind of aligns with that. You have extreme ups, you have extreme downs. But as you mature and as you become a more finely toned runner or racer in this race of life, those ups and downs become more of a smaller and smoother wave, and it's not affecting your happiness. You're still getting up on the good deals, but you're still not letting the bad games and the bad deals bring you way below the surface like they did before. And that's life. Most of these things we're getting down on ourselves, and most of these things that are pulling us from the race aren't going to matter in 5 years. So why are we letting these people define us, and why are we even spending more than 5 minutes worrying about these things? So I don't mean to preach, but I'm just telling you, you all deserve to be happy. You all deserve to have that joy in your life, to have that good relationships, that good business you want, you're building yourself, that good team that you're trying to build and manage. It's all up to you. So until next time, go out there and dominate your day. Go out there and just stay away from the negative Nancy's. And know that you can do what you set out to do. And know that the small pitfalls is not going to define who you are. And in closing, I will tell you, I got to throw the sponsorship in, guys. It's my company, and this is how we're adding value. But if you go to newclean.com and you sign up for an janitorial solution huddle, and you tell us that you heard about us on the podcast, you will get 2 of your restrooms cleaned, your tile and grout cleaned in your restrooms absolutely for free. Doesn't matter if you sign up for our services or not. That's the value we're going to offer you. This is how we do things over here. So again, go out there, conquer your day, enjoy your life, and make 2022 the year that you qualify for that state championship in love life. That 2022 is the year that you catapult your business to where it needs to be, and you've dreamed of it to be. And be gentle on yourself when things don't go your way, and learn from it, and just keep getting up, dusting yourself off, have good teammates around you, and push forward. Adios. See you next episode.
Congratulations on spending a couple of minutes getting a little bit smarter, having some fun, and supporting the Idaho business community. If you're feeling the love, make sure to subscribe, rate, and review on iTunes, Stitcher, or wherever you are.